Hello everyone, I am Tin Incelian, and I'm going to be playing a bunch of games I made a long time ago. So you might remember last year, I was here on the Big Bad Game-a-thon. I was speedrunning, well I speedran two things. I speedran The Adventures of Mr. Bobbly, which is irrelevant to this discussion. I also speedran Salamander County Public Television, which is a game that I made, and it got me thinking. They say the first 10 games you make are bad. Terrible games. And I've made a lot more than 10 games before I made Salamander County Public Television, and if that game warrants being on here, then surely the games I made before it do. So let's take a look at time allotted. Over 40 games that I have made between the ages of 9 and 18. So let's just go ahead and get started with the first game I ever made. Start the timer. And also start some background music, because these first games have no music. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing this right now, because this is actually one of the longer games. I'll give you a bit of introduction to what this is. So this is basically just a template that came with Retro Gamer issue 10. So it's an old... It's a magazine for like old retro games, as you could probably guess by the title. Back in the very early days of that magazine, it actually came with cover discs, and issue 10 came with a copy of The Games Factory, which, have you ever heard of a thing called Click and Play? It is essentially the same thing, just an updated version of that. Also later became Multimedia Fusion and then Click Team Fusion, which you may have heard of. That's actually what Five Nights at Freddy's was made in. And now the developers of the engine basically just serve to develop and publish Five Nights at Freddy's games. They barely work with the engine at all anymore. But Games Factory on Retro Gamer issue 10, I was entranced by it, and I made their little demo template game, which is not very good. As you can see, the paddle moves in up and down as well as left and right, which is a bit weird. We actually beat the first level, which is surprising. We're gonna go ahead and just straight up move on, because I didn't even expect to do that, because the next game uses the same template. It's called Ball Hitter. This time I moved away from the template strictly written in the magazine and made my own game. The objective of this game is to avoid hitting the balls, which is why it's called Ball Hitter. So once you get 50 points, you advance to the next level. There are 3 levels. Once we reach level 3, we have beaten the game. Which we have now done. We've avoided hitting the balls. Next up, Flyer Bricks. Still using the same template. Hey, what if the bricks in Arkanoid flew around? Isn't that fun? You can even hit the bricks with your paddle. Paddle still moves up and down, by the way. So the goal here is to beat all 3 levels. You'll notice the way the ball... Okay. Didn't know that could happen. The ball literally went through the paddle? That's good. That's good game design. 9-year-old me knew what they were doing. I made these first games in 2005, by the way. I was 9 back then. There we go. I got the high score. We had the ball movement there completely random. This is Alien Hunt. Speedrun stretch to jump while moving. Shoot those aliens. Oops. You can't go here in the demo. We have 100% completed Alien Hunt. We're flying through these. We're going to continue flying through these for a bit. Here is No Name Yet. Start the game. There is no gameplay in this game. We have 100% completed No Name Yet. By the way, the background music I'm playing, it's just the entire soundtrack of Salamander County and also Taco Tom 2. So we could get some music that doesn't fit the game at all. That could be fun. Next up is a game called Carble. So Scootabits Games was like my nickname for what Tinzone Games became. when I was 9. This game has instructions. An experiment gone wrong leaves only the heroes of Carbol Incorporated to destroy the creatures of the experiment. You're not going to believe this. Up moves up, down moves down, left moves left, and right moves right. Ooh, left shift attacks, by the way. So we're going to go ahead and play Carbol here. This game has multiple levels, and it has the first sound effect I ever included in a video game, which you just heard. You might hear it again. This game has lives, but they are broken. You have infinite lives. It just resets the game. And we have completed the demo. So that's Carbol. And this is Fringo. Can we see that again? That's Fringo. That was a 200% run of Fringo, by the way. Here is a new game called Ping Pong. If you didn't see the title the first time, here it is in big red bold letters. And we've 100%ed Ping Pong. A lot of these games I just started and never finished, never did much of anything with. This next game, we're going to turn the music down because this game has dialogue that I recorded in the year of 2006. I was 10 years old. This game's called The Warehouse Game. If you press space 3 times, the game just crashes, so don't do that. But what we want to do is we want to talk to this guy here.
Hello, I am Mr. Rollabody Scientist here in the warehouse. Hi, I'm Pinky from the United America. I need your help. Everything in my warehouse has gone kaput. The computers, my cars, my boxes, even my shirt. I can help. Well, good. Each room can be various. Example, this room is a shooting room. Other rooms can be rooms like mazes. I don't know what they're gonna be because I've never been there, but if you can go for all 10 places, well, find an exit and then help me. We are gonna get it done. Don't you think? Are you gonna do it? Yes, I will. Well then, let's us do it. And please hit the up, left, or right arrow to continue.
Alright, I wanted to let that play that out without any commentary so you could hear it all. Alright, so this game is basically like a mini-game compilation. There are 4 rooms here, and it's kind of difficult to navigate through them. Because there are more than 4 rooms, but only 4 of them were actually done. So here's one. It's like a Pac-Man game. You move with the mouse. If you move too quickly, you can actually move through the walls. There is an enemy there, but by getting the star, I have destroyed the enemy. So we've done that, and then this is like a Kaboom-esque game. And oh, I missed one, but that's okay. That is all the games in the Warehouse Game. All the mini games in that. Let's bring the music back. This next game's called Money Hunt. This is a fun game. So this kind of is sort of similar to like the first few games we saw, in that you're basically controlling this box and it moves around completely randomly. You have no control over it. The entire amount of agency you have in this game is whenever the box hits one of the green spinning monies, you can hit spacebar to make it continue moving around. It'll stop. You have to hit the spacebar as fast as you can for it to continue moving. That's literally the only control you have in this entire game. And we actually beat it pretty quickly. That is pretty good luck there. So that is good. This next game is called Nathaniel Paul's Flyerama. You now know my real name. So let's go ahead and start it. The money is back, but this time we have actual control. We're flying this spaceship, it moves around very quickly. And we've completed Flyerama. Next up, Simple Stunts, a UPA Today game. I'll explain what UPA is in a little bit. Oh, this is very intense music. This is hardcore stunt music. for all the hardcore stunts we're doing right here. We've beaten simple stunts. Next up is another game that Scudavis Games will present. Another UPA Today Incorporated production. I don't know why I had two companies that are the same thing. This is called A Game. Begin. This is like a little WarioWare-esque game. Oh, that was bad luck. I did not catch the ball. Lost some time there. But that is A Game. And now we have Honey's Spaceship. So this is the first game where I actually learned how to make my own sprites, because believe it or not, the sprites you've seen so far, not my own. So if you see that little dog there not facing the right way, that's Honey. You'll see more of her in future games. And she sits there, and we're gonna move to the right side of the screen here, because we're actually controlling the spaceship. We're moving with the mouse keys. Everyone's favorite keys, the mouse keys. By mouse keys, I mean arrow keys. Also, you'll notice it says the spacebar shoots. Spacebar does nothing. We just gotta fly to the right side of the screen in this very believable warehouse. Tiles lining up exactly. This one doesn't even line up, it has a white mark on the edge of the screen. But that is Game 2. And now we're going to take a bit of a break from these Games Factory games. For I dabbled in other engines, not just the Games Factory. Everything you've seen so far, Games Factory. But now we're going to take a look at a very highly regarded engine. An engine that's just ubiquitous with game development. I am, of course, talking about Microsoft PowerPoint. We're going to play a game called the UPA game. So it's time for me to explain what the UPA is. So the UPA, short for the United Pets of America. So basically, I watched like the presidential inauguration in 2005 when I was a kid, and I was fascinated by it. And I had a bunch of stuffed animals. So I was thinking, why not make a country for my stuffed animals? And thus I created the United Pets of America. And this became like a huge multimedia franchise, like huge in relative terms, obviously, but like there were comic books, which is kind of how it started. There was films that I filmed myself. A lot of those, actually. They're kind of fun to watch these days. There was books. There was this game, of course. Other games as well that we'll see later on. But we're going to go ahead and click the dog for instructions here. Click on only things that make your pointer turn into a hand. Use the left mouse button to click. And most importantly, have fun. By the way, did you know that Microsoft PowerPoint 97 has procedurally generated music you can add?
Get ready to play!
This game uses that a lot. Alright. So we are here next to Honey's house, presumably.
Honey's house. Take stairs.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and take the stairs. So here's Honey's house. We took the stairs, we'll now go inside. It's Honey.
Hi there, I'm Honey. Welcome to my house.
Alright. So we're in Honey's house. Honey lives in a void. A white, patterned void that has nothing but a television. Let's watch TV.
And here's the most info on the Goat Stealer information we have so far.
Oh no!
I'm the evil fishy, a fish away spring. Ha 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 ha! Anyway, I am here telling you that I am now taking over the UPA. Ha! Take that, Boggin!
Fishy, no!
I am now
Boggin's the president of the UPA, by the way.
UPA about my change, so I will now start to take over. Ha 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 ha! That's why I have a party hat and balloons.
Thank you, Fishy. So we gotta stop Fishy.
Oh dear! What are we ever going to do to stop that evil fishy, a fish away spring?
Well, I know one thing we can do. We can take a look at this laptop from like 1993, because that's what the clipboard I could find for a laptop was. It's UPA trivia time. All right. We all ready for the question? If you've ever played Salamander County, you might know this question already. Who gets into the tornado? Is it Pengy, Honey, Norm, Toboggan, Fishy, Toboggan, Sun, Brownie, Legend, Mr. Racer, Fighter Sikowski, Mrs. Racer, Brussels, Sheep, Scrub, Superdog, or Laura? So this question, I took it verbatim and stuck it in Salamander County in one of the Trivia Pollution questions. The answer, of course, is Honey, but we're going to pick the wrong answer because we want to see all the slides here. Nope. Sorry. We'll try again. It's Honey.
Hello, people of the UPA. I am Toboggan, the president of the UPA. Congratulations on getting the tornado question right. I guess you've read the UPA comic number 2 before.
Oh, we've all read that comic.
But what we need your help for is very serious. We need you to stop Fishy. If you don't stop Fishy, the UPA will come to an end and Fishy will take over it. So please take action immediately. Signing off, Toboggan.
Well, we got to take action immediately. And yeah, Toboggan's name is misspelled. That's intentionally. That's just what his name is. It's Toboggan, but you call it Toboggan. All right. So we're now here. We're actually going to perform the anti-speed run strat, which is to wait until this plane flies across. Because whenever there's like animation in PowerPoint, you can't click anything. So we lost like 5 seconds there, but that's okay.
Hi there, I'm Pengy. I lost my keys and I think I put them in my car by accident. Now my car's locked and I can't get in it. And now because I can't get in it, I can't get my salmon and then I'm gonna die of hunger because I won't have anything to eat. Could you do anything to help me? Like, maybe you could get the keys out of the car. If you could, that would be a great help for me. Please try to get the keys out of the car. Please!
Oh man, we must help this very distraught penguin find the keys, which maybe they're next to this car. Oh, it's a suspiciously key-shaped key there. Get the zoom in.
Hey, you found my car keys! Thanks! There's a reward on the side of the car.
Alright, so now there is going to be another object next to this car that wasn't there before but is there now. What is this, some sort of ocean thing?
Congratulations! You just got the teleportation potion!
As you do, we found a teleportation potion. Why we found this, what this has to do with the story, don't ask me. But we should probably use it. I guess we should probably click to listen. Oh god.
I'm Fishy, and are you wondering where you are? You're in my dungeon. Ah! That transportation potion that you got? Well, do I have to really say what it was? It was a trap. The only way out is the secret exit where I'm not telling you where it is. Okay, that's it.
Jeez, Fishy, be careful there. Fishy, definitely likes to yell and scream quite loudly. But we're stuck here. There's a suspiciously gray part of the screen here. Let's click that. Ah, we're at a puzzle.
What? You found the secret exit? Next time you come in, it'll be at a different place. Well, I guess you would. So, there are 4 doors or houses. Go to the right one, and you'll get out of my dungeon. Go to the wrong one, and I won't tell you what happens, but something will happen.
Fishy, please.
No, I did not choke that time.
well, at least you didn't choke that time. That is something. So there are 4 doors here. We want to pick the right one, except to see all the slides, we want to pick the wrong one. So I'm going to pick one of the wrong ones. Oh no, we've been gotten. But there's this suspiciously link-shaped link here. What if we click that? There's another one. What? And now we're here. If we had clicked the right house, we would have gone straight to here. I don't actually remember which house is the right one, but anyhow. I remember which one's the wrong one. Let's look at this envelope.
Bark! Come over to my house.
Well, I guess we will come over to your house. This is Caramel, by the way. We can't enter through the main door. We have to enter through the garage. That's okay. Oh no!
Welcome back. I'm Fishy, if you forgot. Because I now rule the EPA. You are my slave.
Oh
You
no!
must do everything I tell you to do. Except nice things. I hate nice things. They sometimes slip out of my mouth. If you do not obey my evil commands, you will be sent to the guillotine as soon as I steal one from the shopping center. If you're wondering where Caramel is, well, she's in her house getting her belongings. But now that I think about it, we should stay here. I like it here. Follow me! Ha 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 ha!
But you mean your shopping center doesn't sell guillotines? But everyone, I thought all of them had that. Alright, so we're in this room. There's this phone here. You should probably check this out.
Help! Help! Caramel, are you there? This is an emergency. Please, someone answer the phone. May it interest you that I am being captured by Fishy's sidekick?
This is Mr. Racer, by the way.
I might be exaggerating here, but Fish is only letting me have one phone call. Please, someone answer the phone. Help! Someone answer.
If you would like to continue your call, please deposit 25 cents.
Alright, well, let's continue the call.
Whew. Thanks for answering the phone. I owe you a lot. Now, I need you to go to... Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, we lost connection with Mr. Racer. That's okay, though. Let's talk to Fishy.
Well, what do you know? Great job, Fish. I knew you could count on you. And now I also know why I bought you those wheels so you could move around. Yeah.
Fish is a fish with wheels on it.
Really well. You're welcome, Fish. Now let's make these all my slave. All right.
Oh no, Pengy's here to save the day. We're actually gonna not answer this so we can see the slide where we lose, which is this slide. We get to try again. You have to be careful clicking here because whenever the slide changes, it takes like half a second for you to get control of the mouse.
Okay, you win. I said you win, so now go.
You won the game! Would you like to play again?
So we've done it. We answered a math question, and that flipped the switch that made Fishy fall down the trapdoor. And now Fishy is trapped forever, and all of his slaves have been freed. So that is the UPA game. We're gonna let the music fade out. It takes like 10 seconds for it to go away. There we go. Thank you, custom soundtracks in PowerPoint 97. Very fun feature, by the way. I love just going through all the little extras that came with the Microsoft Office disc. I have 3 copies of Microsoft Office 97 Professional Edition. Don't ask why. Anyhow, it is time to return to the games factory. With Honey's Battle. So this is probably the hardest game I'll play today. Might actually take me a couple times to beat it. If you jump in the air and you're not already moving, you just cannot move in the air. It's a quirk with a lot of Games Factory click-and-play games. Their platforming engine not very good here. We might actually get this first try here. And we do. That was a good run on Honey's Paddle. And next up is UPA Racing. So now I finally figured out like how to make a full game out of sprites that I've made myself. So that's why it looks a lot worse now. But it also means I can make the sprites be whatever I want and not just whatever 100 or so sprites I have access to from the Games Factory itself. So it's just a little obstacle course. You got to avoid these walls. Across the finish line, then we have a little mini game here where you want to get as close to the edge as possible without hitting the wall. And we got a perfect score there, so that is great. And then it's gonna loop back around. So we've completed UPA Racing. And here's another the UPA game. So this is a adaptation of the UPA movie. It's a video game adaptation of the movie that I made. Well, I started making 2 UPA movies. I did not finish either of them, but this is the game adaptation for it. This character is named Sputnik. You might recognize him from Taco Tom 2. They're in that game. They originally were a UPA character.
Gentlemen!
Oh wait, hold on. We need to turn the music off for this one.
Gentlemen! Start your engines!
Alright, so the goal here is to complete a lap. In Racing Prototype, we are these circles. It is very hard to not hit the wall. If you hit a wall, you will lose all your speed. It's almost impossible to beat the AI, but if you hit the AI, it'll go backwards for the rest of the lap. This music, I wrote and composed it myself. I had a little, or my dad had a fancy keyboard that had a floppy disk drive, and you can record your songs on it and save them as MIDI files. So that's what I did there. So I've actually done 2 laps of Racing Prototype for you. We'll hear more of that song later. And by later, I mean right now. Because I reused the song for the title of this game, Pinball Mania UPA Edition. So this is like a pinball game. Only thing you can do here is you can move the ball around. The flipper there, completely non-functional. You only control the ball. And this is all you can do. So we have played Pinball Mania. Have you ever heard of a game called Super Mario Brothers? So I made one of those. This is Super Mario. So what you do is you get to jump around here. He just completely does not move after you jump. And if you jump off the screen, he just respawns in the corner there. And that works on both sides. And that is Super Mario. And this is the UPA Olympics. Alright, Epee does not work, but we do have the 100-meter dash, which we can play as Sonic the Hedgehog, honorary member of the UPA. We've completed the UPA Olympics. There will be a UPA Winter Olympics, don't worry. Next up is UPA Smash Clash. So this is my attempt at like making a Super Smash Brothers-esque game. Didn't really finish this one, so we can't really like hit anyone. I'm just Sputnik here, only character. So the goal here is to just 5 of these stages were made. So the goal here is just to fall off on each of these stages. Got a moving car. If you touch the car, it goes faster. I just took the cloud from one of the stages and made it its own stage. And the last stage is Grogan's point. Bonus points if we can fall over the point. You might notice the controls here, not very good. There we go. Alright, this is UPA Smash Clash. That's not the only version of that game we'll see today. I made several other versions of it, trying to improve it. Alright, the next game is called SimSanta 2. And you might be asking yourself, SimSanta 2? Where is SimSanta 1? And the answer is there was a SimSanta 1, but it is unfortunately lost media now. At some point when copying files across from an old computer to a new one, that game didn't get copied. So it's gone now. It no longer exists. But I do have 3 sound effects that survive from it, and I have prepared a video showcasing those 3 sound effects.
Thank you, Santa Claus! Ugh.
And now we can play SimSanta 2.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
So this game has a bunch of MIDIs that I just found off of some, like, or more specifically, I think my dad did. This is a 100% run, so the goal is to win and also lose in all 3 ways, which is why I'm doing nothing here.
I'm late delivering my presents. The children will all be so sad.
Because the first way to lose is to run out of time.
Ho, ho!
Have a good trip, Santa Claus.
I'm late delivering
Also,
my presents.
time is broken. It
The
doesn't
children
reset
will
across
all be
runs.
So sad.
So if you run out of time once, you will run out of time at the very beginning of every subsequent run. You actually have to quit out and launch it again.
Have a good trip, Santa Claus.
Let's go ahead and try to win this time. So the goal here is we are delivering presents. It's okay that we missed the purple one. You have to get all the orange ones, but the purple ones give you time.
Thank you, Santa Claus.
I've delivered all my presents on schedule. The children will all be so happy.
So we've won. And also, the game is broken even if you don't get all the orange houses. If you hit, there's like a portal there that kind of spawns momentarily. You'll still win. But there are 2 more ways to lose. Here's the first way.
No, my sleigh is off course.
Have a good trip, Santa Claus.
And the second.
Oof! I ran into a house that didn't believe in me.
Is to run into a house that didn't believe in you. So that's SimSanta 2.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
By the way, that's my dad saying ho 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 Merry Christmas. Next up, it's a game called John the Game. So my best friend in elementary school made a comic book series called John, and I made a video game adaptation of it. Here are the instructions. I'm not going to read all of these. There are a lot of them. We'll go ahead and start the game. This game has 3 songs, all of which I performed myself on the fancy keyboard with the floppy disk drive. So we want to avoid these blocks here. We also want to collect these J coins, J for John. They work as health. Each time you hit a block, you lose 500 points. I have soft-locked the game. Amazing. I got stuck in between these 2 blocks and I'm stuck. So we have to restart. That's okay. So you don't actually need to collect all the coins. So I'm going to skip some. I'm not going to get tricked again. Yeah, so we have plenty of coins now. We can take like 12 hits if we want. We've reached the boss. It's this thing. It's got 6 power switches. We have to touch them all, and then we'll turn off the boss. And then we move on to level 2, where we play this character, and we are sledding down a ski slope. Goal here is to collect 30 coins, and then we will be able to unlock the next level. So I'm actually just going to stay put here, and we'll get 19 coins that way. Move over to the right side. And with any luck, we'll get 30. We do get 30, so we can go over there, touch that block that spawns and kind of glitches out, and move on to level 3. Do not mind the invisible wall that I just hit. So we are now in this spherical car, driving around. This song is back for your ears to enjoy. So we need to collect, I think, 25 of these little people. We need to collect enough people so that number on the top left is 5 or less. That is the goal. And then once we do that, we go back to the middle. And that invisible wall that I hit will no longer be visible. It'll be an object that we need to collect. But there will also be someone blocking our way. Alright, we need one more. There it is. Alright, now we go back to the middle, and we gotta watch out for this guy who's gonna shoot a bunch of blocks. And now we can hit that. Hit the potion, and we've beaten the demo. So that is John the game. I was proud of that game at the time. That was like probably the best game I had made up to that point. At least the game I put the most effort into. Next up, back to UPA Smash Clash Beta 1. I guess the first version was an alpha. Anyhow, here's the character select screen. Don't mind that one of the characters just falls off the character select screen. There's only one stage here, and this is the stage, so we just fall off with both characters. Sputnik is controlled by the mouse, the Dark Penguin controlled by the keyboard. That is UPA Smash Clash Beta 1. And this game's called Invisi. The idea is you're supposed to navigate an invisible maze. However, this game has the same issue as the Warehouse game. If you move fast enough, you can just glitch through the walls and touch the goal here. There we go. Nothing for actually doing it. There's also only one level, and it's level 9. This next game was the first game I made in Multimedia Fusion, so like the next step up from the Games Factory. It's called Cotton Pocket Grab. This is like an inside joke from when I was in middle school. We're now in like 2009, I think. I took like we had like a food elective class, and we went to a grocery store in a field trip, and we found out that Hot Pockets, one of the ingredients in them, is like sort of like cotton. So I made this Photoshop of Hot Pockets having a cotton crust, and then I made this game where you're putting no-eat stickers on Cotton Pockets because they're bad. And once we put 20 no-eat stickers on the Cotton Pockets, I will call this game done because it has no end. It's Food Week in Salamander County Public Television. Jeffrey is eating that cotton crust. Next up is Shoot the Green Things. We're gonna shoot the green things. We shot the green things. I actually made that game for a project in science class. I made like a little PowerPoint presentation on how to make a Games Factory game, and that was the game I made in the example. Next up is Sim Santa.
Merry Christmas.
Now, you're probably confused right now. You're like, what Sim Santa doesn't exist? Well, this version does. This is Sim Santa 2, but I removed the 2 because I wanted to send it to people who hadn't played Sim Santa 1. This is the exact same game as Sim Santa 2, except if you click on Sim Santa, it has a hidden Arkanoid game. This game still has all the same problems as the very first game I ever made. The only difference is the paddle no longer moves up and down. It's only left and right now. And if you hit that S, which I just did, the ball will move through the bricks. So let's see if we can get all of these real quick. No, we can't because it decided to glitch through the paddle. Very fitting. Alright. Here's the UPA Winter Olympics. I had a font that was like Olympic symbols. I no longer have that font, so now it's just Wingdings for whatever reason. We can only move right here. It's kind of glitchy, but Honey has skied down the ski slope. And she is now fallen off the world, and that is the UPA Winter Pet Olympics. We're going to take another quick break from the Games Factory. Because for some godforsaken reason, I made an Atari 2600 game in 2010. This is called Normberry Hunt. So we are Norm here, we're the purple creature, and we are collecting these blue cherries, which are Normberries. And we gotta collect 50 of them. And they just spawn in a random place, and we gotta move around and get to them. So yeah, at some point I just found like a program that lets you make Atari 2600 games, and I just did it. You can also sort of glitch through the wall here, come out the other side. By the way, if there are any retro achievement devs watching, and you would like to make retro achievements for this game, feel free. I would not mind at all. Alright, one to go. And here's our reward. Picture of Norm. She has one ear longer than the other because she's based on an actual stuffed animal. I had a promotional stuffed animal that came with the game Creatures 2. She's a Norn, and I had her when I was like 3 or so, and I like chewing on one of her ears. So one of her ears is much shorter than the other because I chewed on it a lot when I was like 3. I tried chewing on her other ear a little bit. I didn't like that ear. I did not like that ear as much as the other one, so I never really ate that one. Here's the other Atari 2600 game I've made. This is called Fishy Mach 2. We're Honey at the bottom, and we're shooting Fishy Mach 2 up top. You're supposed to move around and attack it, but if you just stay put in the bottom, that's much more efficient. This game has no end, so we'll just get to 50 points and call it a day there. The Norm jump scared you, I'm sorry. Alright, that is Fishy Mach 2. And now we return to the Games Factory. This was the first game I ever put on a website for people to download. I dedicated it to my 9th grade geometry teacher. This game is called Taco Salad PC, and you could argue it is the first precursor to Taco Tom. So this is the first game. It's called Meat. The goal is to collect as much meat as possible from the meat dispenser in the sky. We have power-ups that spawn when the meat hits the sun or a cloud. They move in a completely random direction, so it's complete luck whether you'll get them or not. I did get 100 points though. For speedrun purposes, the cloud is going to spawn an X. You immediately lose if you get the X, so we hope that the X will spawn in a direction that we can get it. I don't think it did, unfortunately. Oh, it did. Okay. We lose, and that's good. There are 2 more games in this. First is called Sour Cream. Goal here is to avoid hitting the sour cream, but we're going to intentionally hit it for speedrun purposes. By the way, this is January 2011 now, so I would have been 14 when I made this. When you get to 40 sour creams left, they spawn a lot more quickly. You also notice they don't spawn randomly in the clouds. You can very clearly see where they're being generated. So they didn't know how to generate them randomly yet. And last game is Packages. And would you believe it, it's Flyer Bricks 2. 6 years after the original. The sequel is here. I lost a life, that's okay. Alright, we've completed packages. So that is Taco Salad PC. One more thing I want to show you with this game super quickly. It's this question mark. Update 1.1 coming soon. Update 1.1 never came out. But remember when I said I put that game on a website for people to download? Well, I forgot to include a DLL file with it, so I made this troubleshooting program that includes the DLL file. So when you run this, it installs the DLL file, and you can then play Taco Salad PC on your computer. I think like 20 people downloaded that game, by the way. Here's UPA Smash Clash Beta 2. By the way, speaking of Taco Salad, do you think I should put that on Steam? And if so, how much should I charge for it? So this game, this version of UPA Smash Clash, we finally have the ability to actually fight the other character. The Dark Penguin has this gun type thing. We can shoot Sputnik 100 times, and Sputnik can just hit the Dark Penguin 100 times. Just moving the mouse back and forth really quickly. $1, $5. Alright, we've done it. Keep that in mind. However, this was not the end for Taco Salad PC. I wanted to make in 2013 an Xbox Live indie game. If you're familiar with those, basically anyone can make a game using the XNA, I think. And the Games Factory, or more specifically at this point Multimedia Fusion, had an XNA export module. So I wanted to make a game and put it on that. And this is also, hold on just a second here. This is the one and only game we'll be playing today that's in 16:9. So I gotta switch a scene over real quick. I wanted this to be an Xbox Live indie game. And I was working on it. But I showed it to my dad, and he said it was bad, so I lost motivation. And in retrospect, I think he was right, as you'll see. This game used to be called Creamed for the majority of its development. Then I looked that up on Google Images and decided maybe I should change the name. Let's start with Level Potato here. Oh look, it's the sour cream minigame from Taco Salad PC. So the goal here, to get the high score. Again, we're just going to try and hit all the sour cream that we can. So how much would you have paid for this on the Xbox Live Marketplace in 2013? Would you have paid the 80 Microsoft points I would have charged for it? Okay, before you make up your mind, we haven't even seen Level Taco and Level Impossible yet. The music is just some royalty-free music I found on some royalty-free site, same with the background that spins around. I think the font I made with like cooltext.com. You'll also notice the sour cream still does not spawn randomly. I still did not figure out how to make something spawn on a random X coordinate. We have a high score table. And if we hit F2 to reset, it fades back into the Tin and Ink Studios logo. So Tin and Ink was like in between of Scootabus Games, Tin Zone Games. So here's Level Taco. We now have an orange background, different music, and more sour cream to avoid. Sorry to break it to you, Level Impossible does not do that. It is technically possible. Alright, almost done. Alright. And quickly we'll move on to Level Impossible. keeping an eye on the time. We don't have a ton of time left. So we'll play level impossible. Here's level impossible. We're a spaceship type thing. At least that's what I wanted it to be. Kind of just like a weird pointer. And that is level impossible. And that is avoid the sour cream, aka creamed. And this next game, well, it's not really a game, it's just a program I made and for some reason exported. It's called Snow Globe. Let's run that again. It's completely broken, and I love it for how broken it is. The globe just completely breaks. Just wanted to show that off. So now we're in 2013, and I found out about this website called Glorious Trainwrecks, where they used to do this thing called Click of the Month, where every month you'd have 2 hours to make a game and click and play. And this was the first game I made in that. So we've reached the point where I'm no longer using these assets like... Unironically, I'm using them ironically now. Just because that was like the click and play aesthetic. Also, if you've been paying attention and have seen UPA Smash Clash, you might notice this looks kind of similar. This is basically what UPA Smash Clash turned into. And this guy thinks it's sweet. We've won with both characters, so we can move on. I made a number of games for Click of the Month. I'm not going to play all of them here, but I will play this one, Halloween Bounce House. This one, the goal is to avoid these guys. And when you hit one, they'll all start bouncing around. I have the game at 5% volume, by the way. It is extremely loud, normally. But we got, what is that, 26 million? That's pretty good. Next up, 2014. This might look a little weird if you're looking at on my alt account, which you shouldn't be. But if you're looking at it on Big Bad Gameathon stream, it should look fine because it's in widescreen. But the game itself's in portrait. It's just the window is widescreen, so I'm playing it in a 4x3 window. Anyhow, this is another one of those best games I made at the time. This is probably the first game I made that you could call competent. We're going to do an original game here. This was actually originally based on a Click of the Month game I played called Click and Stacker. The goal here is we have 20 objects and we want to stack them as high as possible. What is this song called? I don't remember, unfortunately. I think the songs in this game were all from Incompetech, Kevin MacLeod. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So we got some money here. I made all these object sprites myself. We got a book. Now we put the book down. We can, but we gotta be careful. I don't like the, Oh, if I put the chessboard down, it's gonna break. Let's do it. The present's even worse. Frankly, I do not want this pizza on the stack. Do you have a floppy disk, though? There are 65 objects in this game, by the way. One of them is this watermelon. It needs to show an ad after every fifth object. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. No, I never put ads in this game. This was on the Google Play Store for a number of years. It's not on there anymore because they have a bunch of, like... You gotta keep updating your app to meet the current rules and regulations, and I could not be bothered to do that. Can we put this washing machine on top of the stack here? Gonna wait for objects to settle. They have settled. Aw, not a good score. That's okay. Alright, that's Everyday Stacker. And we're gonna take a look at one more game. This game, if you're familiar with Taco Tom 2, You might have asked yourself, where's Taco Tom 1? Here it is. It's a real game. It was on Android, on the Google Play Store. So we're going to try here to get 10 points. This is basically just the arcade version. Or the arcade mode from Taco Tom 2, I should say. We're going to give it a few tries. Not a ton, though. So we do have one more thing I want to do after this. But there is an actual mode here to get 10 points. That's why I'm trying to do that. And I messed up. One more time. I'll swap the sound effects over. There's an alternate sound effects option, which I added because people said the original sound effects were too annoying. Alright, that was a good stack. I need meat and cheese. There's the cheese, there's the meat. Ooh, that was sketchy. Alright, I need... Yep, that's good. I need cheese. Oh, I missed it. Okay, that's okay. I'm not going to try again because I have one more thing I want to show you. So I've taken a look at all the Games Factory games I'm going to show you today. This was not every game I've made, but it was probably most of the games I've made. But I have one more little surprise for you. Heard of this game called WarioWare DIY? Well, when I was a kid, I made a bunch of games in this. I made 36 games in WarioWare DIY, and we're gonna play them. We're gonna do it in shuffle mode, because it plays through all the games in order. We're gonna try to get 36 points here, and hopefully do it in about 4 minutes. Alright, hey, remember this game? I made a WarioWare DIY version of it. We gotta stop this little thing moving around. Gotta touch the golf ball and just wait for it to hit the hole and hope that you touched it early enough. We did in this case. 5 plus 14 is 19. You have to touch the red pixels. If you don't touch the red pixels, it won't count as touching the sprite. Hey, what's the real shell logo? Is that one? Oh no, honey's falling. Gotta touch her to make her hit the goal. So there's 2 games I made that are just like 3 wins. Here's one of them. You don't do anything and you win. Connect the dots. Look at how connected they are. Here comes the ball. That's actually the second version of that game I made. The first one doesn't tell you where the ball's coming. We'll see that in a bit. This is just WarioWare, yeah. WarioWare DIY. You can make your own games in it. Gotta match the orchestra there. It was a song we sung in middle school choir. Don't remember the name of it. Beanbag toss. That game's quite easy to do when you're playing on an emulator and you can just touch it with a mouse. We defeated the evil fishy. Get the car. Psych, it's April Fool's. Get the tree. That might be my favorite game, the one where you make the cars crash. This is one of the worst games. You just touch this and it goes in a completely random direction, and sometimes it just goes off the screen and you cannot win. It's our first loss. Always these three. There is a game you'll see in a bit where it actually can be different options. I'll point that one out when we get to it. Yeah, I liked golf a lot as a kid, so I made a lot of golf games in here. Calculator 2. Oh, we couldn't stop Norm. That's okay. It's got a few more games here and then we'll be done. Here's the second freebie. So that was Norm, the baddest of them all, basically evil version of Norm. Here's the game where it can be any of these options. In that case, it was the apple. If you read the UPA comics, you will understand. I actually hit it, nice. That one's very hard. I have to electrocute Sputnik. Last game. You remember this game? Oh, it was perfect. Perfect timing to lose there. I guess we can stop the timer. I apologize for being 1 minute over estimate. But that was a selection of games that I have made as a kid from ages 9 to 18. So after this, I would go on to make Taco Tom 2, which is available on Steam. The first game actually sold for money. And then, of course, Salamander County Public Television. And maybe sometime in the future, there'll be another game made by me. Who can say? Won't be in the near future, though. But eventually. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Seeing all the fun games I made as a kid. This is all I have for you all. So I'll send it back over to the hosts and you can all watch whatever's up next. I don't actually know what it is, but I'm sure it's good. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.